Welcome to the Smart CEO Smart Chat. I am Kyra Hardwick, and I am thrilled to be here with you. Thanks for tuning in. We hope that this episode will be an incredible influence on the way that you do the work that you do every day. So whether you're a smart CEO, working from home, working from the office, simply navigating your life and family, whatever it is, today's the day you made a great decision to tune into our podcast and get this smart talk. So let's dig in.
All right. Welcome back, everyone, to yet another episode of the SmartCEO Podcast. I am your host, Alina Conley, Program Manager and Head of Coaching and People Development at the NaKeitha Company. And today I am joined by one of our very own smart CEOs, NaKeitha Ross. She is the CEO of 360 Hair Studio. And so I am so excited to hear from members of our latest cohort who will be celebrating their capstone in this upcoming December. Welcome to the podcast, NaKeitha.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So first, just tell us a little bit about your company and how you got started into your entrepreneurial journey.
The name of my salon is 360 Degrees Hair Studio. I've been in business almost 22 years. I became a hairstylist and entrepreneur because of my mom. She's a hairstylist and she actually owned another salon while I was growing up. And I really didn't think I was going to be a hairstylist, truth be told. I went to college and I majored in business and marketing. And once I was recruited by Foley's or May's Department Group at the time, and they offered me a salary, and I was working for my mom part-time, and I'm like, with a degree, I was going to be making less full-time for them, and I was making more part-time with my mom working during college. And it really just changed my whole outlook. Okay, if entrepreneurs are making more money than people going to work, I might need to change my thought process.
Absolutely.
So that's how it came about. I had no intention of being a hairstylist at all. So I did it backwards. I got a degree and then ended up going to beauty school. And I say backwards because most people go to beauty school first and then they get a degree. Literally, it was an afterthought.
Yeah. So with your mom being a hairstylist and you growing up in that environment, talk to me about how that was ingrained in your upbringing. We always hear like the stories of even like Beyonce and Tina Knowles, right? Like she always even talks about in her journey into this newest line of her sacred hair care, watching her mom be a therapist for these women and really be a pillar in the community. And we know that just Black hairstylists and this entire industry is just $1 billion industry, right? Just the products alone. But it really speaks to just our confidence. It's a big part of our identity. And so being a part of something that is so much a part of our culture, did you realize even at that young age what you were experiencing? And then once you did, how did you become a part of that ecosystem?
It's crazy. The older I become, I realize when you're young, you're 10, you're 15, you really don't understand the importance of the hair salon. But now as an adult, the hair salon and even a barbershop is really the country club for the African-American community. We can come together, we share ideas, we share thoughts, we share our struggles, we share our triumphs. And now when I think about it as a little girl, seeing the women come in, not even knowing each other and becoming friends because of the hair salon. You know what I mean? Looking forward to seeing each other every Thursday at the same time because, oh, this is my girl. We're going to catch up to the conversation we talked about last week. And now as an adult, seeing how major power moves take place in the hair salon. People meeting each other, actually going on dates, and actually creating business opportunities from the hair salon. So it's just a hub. It's a hub for the community, African-American community. Always has been. But now I see the importance and the value of it now.
Yeah. So with you witnessing that, and now you are a part of this accelerator program, where are you in that space in your journey, witnessing all of these amazing deals happening? You're around business owners all the time. I know Kyra, many times she's in your chair when we're on our Zoom sessions, when she's in meetings. And so I can only imagine you're just like ear hustling and you're thinking of all ideas for your own business. Where are you now and what has led you to want to scale in this particular program?
This program has allowed me to reshift and refocus. When Kyra presented me this program, I know she didn't realize the impact and the effect that it would have on me. And the reason why I say that is because when she asked me to do it, I know that she knew I could benefit from it, but she didn't know that at this season of my life, how necessary it was. This year, and I'm gonna be very frank, I'm gonna be honest. This year, my word all year has been stuck. And I know that people see me and see me moving and shaking, getting things done and making things happen. They're like, how you stuck and you moving? How you stuck and you moving? But all the time, movement don't mean progress. Because you moving and you busy don't mean you being productive and progressive. And I was like, Kyra, thank you for this. We didn't even get started yet. I was just like, thank you for this opportunity. I was like, I know that this cohort is going to be the thing that's going to help me get unstuck. I really didn't even know what to expect, but I'm like, God, you've been hearing my prayers. And for Kyra to present this to me and give me the opportunity to meet some new people, be a part of a new space, I knew this is what I needed to get unstuck, unfamiliar, uncomfortable. And so for me, this cohort just came at the right time. It has me looking at my business with a brand new set of eyes. Again, I mentioned when I introduced myself, I've been in business almost 22 years. We opened up in February 2003. But right now, I feel like I'm just opening it up again. Now I'm going to work each and every day, but it's like I go to work with a new set of lens, a new perspective, a new outlook. And so instead of going to work, I'm going to my business. Because look at my language, I'm going to work. I'm thinking like a worker, an employee. I should be saying I'm going to my company. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just showing up different. I'm processing information different. I'm sharing with my team, my staff incrementally, just a little bit. Like things are going to be different, guys. I have a big power meeting in December once the capstone is over, so I can share with them my journey and my process and what I want to do and what I want to implement in 2025.
I love that. So let's just back up a little bit and then we'll fast forward to now. So when you said that your word was stuck, what were some of the things that you were feeling? So if there's someone, that's listening and they feel that same way and the word stuck is familiar, but I'm curious to understand, like, after 22 years, what in this season felt stuck to you and what were you looking to move towards or what felt like it was missing from your business or even your life, I guess?
Stuck, I was feeling like a robot. I was feeling like a robot. And my lifestyle is not robotic. I'm a very organic person. I like to feel, I like to create. And so when things started feeling monotonous, like I was just going through a routine, I knew that was a sign. And then when I started looking at the numbers, because it's about the money, right, in business, the profit, the numbers, and things like that. When I started looking at the numbers over the last 4 or 5 years, I'm like, yeah, the needle moving a little bit, but the needle isn't really moving. And when I mean a little bit, for instance, if your business is generating 489,000, then the next year it does 495,000, the next year it does 500,000, that's really all the same. That needle really hasn't moved much. 489, 495, $5,000 is not big in the grand scheme of things of a $500,000, right? So I'm like, no, I want to see a major shift, a major jump in the revenue, and also actually the profitability. Even though the money is flowing through, how much are we keeping? And so not only was I feeling stuck, the numbers were looking stuck. Yeah, it was moving a little bit, but not enough.
So one of the things that you talked about, and we've called this out in a few sessions, was you felt, okay, so just to give context for people who are listening in, one of the things about this particular cohort compared to maybe some of our other Smart CEO programs is that this cohort is for growth stage businesses. So people who have a revenue of 250,000 or more. We have cohort members that go all the way up to 20 million annually. But the biggest thing outside of revenue is they're in a space where they want to scale their business. So maybe they're a solopreneur, or maybe they just have 5 to 10 employees, and they want to really enterprise their business. Or in your case, NaKeitha, I know one of the things that you talked about was, I want to get from behind the chair or not have to do hair as much, but still run my salon, grow my services. And so talk to me about that, because I hear that all the time. I feel like every single stylist, like even including my own, always looking for ways to stay in the industry, but not have to work more hours. So what was your grievance with that? And how are you thinking about that differently now?
You're right. Most stylists feel that way because we really bound to the chair. If we're not at the chair, we're not making money. So if you're on vacation, you're not making money. If you're sick, you're not making money. So we're always concerned about how do you generate money and not be behind the chair. How do you do that? You start looking at your business model. And the business model that really makes sense for profitability and sustainability in a hair salon is a commission salon. And most African American salons are booth rental based. And a booth rental based salon is going to give you a cap. You only have XYZ amount of chairs and you only can charge XYZ amount of money. So your money would never fluctuate because, i.e., let me give you an example. If you have 5 chairs that you're renting out for $300 a week and there are 52 weeks in a year, you get what I'm saying? That's all you can make. But if you have a commission based salon that has 5 chairs, but that stylist commission can fluctuate between $300 to $1,000 a week. You see the gap? You have room for growth. You're not capping out. And so that's the first problem in most African American salons. And the next problem is retail. If you look at a lot of Caucasian salons, that the retail is like all over the wall. It's almost like a department store beauty supply. You don't see that type of display in most African American salons. You get what I'm saying? Two things: commission based and increasing your retail, and also adding other things like gift cards, merchandise like mugs and shirts, things of that nature, because your clients love you. Again, going back to the community and the country club, they will buy your salon retail items and merchandise. They will because you're the expert. But we're so focused on making the money behind the chair, we're missing out on the other streams of income that are really right in the building. The space. You don't have to really get outside of the space. And I'm not even going into salon business coaching. I'm not going into hair classes, which are other streams of income, correct? But just right in that space right there, revenue with your commission and your retail and your merchandise.
Yeah, that's so true, because you think about, first of all, when you go to a spa, anytime you leave, the first thing they're doing is, did you want to get the products that were used on your face today? And because people are trying to mimic the experience that they had at home. And that's really the same thing if you think about it, especially if people are going and they're trying to do exactly what they got, or to some degree at the salon. They're like, okay, yeah, give me the oil, give me this, and then also give me a hat that says bad hair day for when I'm coming in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, just those add-on sales that are traditional, like retail thinking models. One of the things, though, that I think is the growth mindset that we instill in this program is what I've also heard you say is, I want to be able to work on my business, not in my business. And so typically, even outside of the hair salon industry, we are so bogged down in the day-to-day that things that are so simple, like the strategy behind, let me put more retail products or let me go commission based, we miss them because we're just so busy in the day-to-day. And so how do you think that over the next 90 days, you are going to start transitioning more from being in the business and start working on it from a more strategic approach?
Number one, I'm going to tell you the first thing that has helped me and has been instrumental is Thursday is one of my peak days in the salon. For you guys to have a virtual mastermind every week from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the middle of my workday, it really made me have to shift, because I started at 8. So I decided, you know what? Instead of just doing a break in the middle of my day from 11 to 2, now for the last 6 weeks, I haven't went to work until 2:30. So now, even before the mastermind from 11 to 2, remember, I'm used to going to work at 8. Now I have from 8 to 11 to look over my homework and really think about stuff and really prepare for the class. So now I really want to use the same time slot and really work on my business. Yes, on Monday I do operations and I get ready for the week. Like, what products do we need to purchase again? Do I need to go to the grocery store, get snacks, water, and things of that nature? What bills I need to pay? So Monday is like an admin day, right? But I really love Thursday as a real operations thinking day. Outside of the daily, weekly minutia and details of running a business, I can really think outside of the business, put on my thinking cap. So I like that for Thursday. I really do. So I know that's one piece that I'm definitely going to keep. I am going to definitely keep at least my window block from 8 to 12 to really think about my business, think about ways to expand the business, change some things, reflect on some things, what are going right. I really appreciate this midweek reassessment. Allow
Right.
you to readjust and recalibrate. So I know that's one thing for sure that I'm keeping.
Yeah. I love when you said that. And I think a lot of people had that light bulb moment. Yeah, I'm not missing out on anything. And the other point that you mentioned was I realized I thought I was going to lose so much money by taking my peak time.
I
And
did.
really that just turned out to be a limiting belief, right? So, no, I just
Yes.
rearranged my schedule, but I'm actually growing the potential for my income by having this opportunity to really look at my strategy. So I think that's going to be a good plan. One of the things that we focus on are these 3 areas within the cohort that you're familiar with now. So it's really focused on collaboration. We focus on bankability with our cohort members. So that's really making sure that you guys are bank ready. So meaning if you do want funding or you want to work with banking partners, you can walk in and essentially get a loan. But we know that, especially for most Black business owners, we don't even necessarily know what it means to be bank ready. What our churn rate is or what our numbers are to say to a bank, hey, this is the type of money that I'm making. This is my cash flow. This is where it's coming from, so that a bank can easily see a snapshot of what's happening. So in the cohort, we had training on that. And then the last thing was making sure that people have the opportunity to be supply chain ready. So this is when you have the opportunity to get some of those corporate contracts or getting put into somebody's supply chain. So meaning if I want to work for a bigger organization that wants me to supply them services at an enterprise level, I can get into their contracting systems, et cetera. So out of those 3 Smart CEO pillars, what do you feel was something that benefited you the most in the program? The collaboration, bankability, or the supply chain readiness?
Bankability for sure.
Okay.
I have been on the phone with my accountant every week. Not that I have to show you like the emails and the call log. Like I have been asking real questions. I think a lot of times we hire people, but we don't even know how to vet people. You know what to ask your accountant to know if your accountant is sufficient and efficient.
Yeah.
So being in these classes, now I'm having real questions. She's like, oh, wait a minute. I gotta be my P's and Q's. Oh, yeah. So it definitely has me showing up different and asking some real questions that are not surface. When I get off the call with you today and Michelle today, I have a 10:30 with my accountant. We've been on the phone every week. On the phone every week. Explain this profit and loss sheet to me. Explain these taxes to me. Explain why am I here? Why am I there? Like really, because I think a lot of times in business, we know what our expertise is and we know what our expertise isn't. And so we don't question a lot of things because we know that's not our expertise. Like accounting is not my expertise, but now I'm showing up differently. No, I'm not an expert, but I'm more knowledgeable. And now I know what to ask for. If I don't ask for it, I can't expect her to give it to me.
Yeah.
So the bankability piece has been vital.
Yeah. And it's something like you said that you'll just be paying for this expense for years because you have to have it, right? But it's so many ways that it could be maximized. And one of the things that I even like about that portion that I've used in my own business, and we didn't spend a lot of time in your cohort, but is being able to look at the numbers, but then being able to project what can happen, right? Based on your numbers. So it's like you said, okay, if one year you have 495 and the next you have 500, okay, how can I then 2x that? And so if I go line by line in my profit and loss, I can easily see what is the one item that's driving the most of my business. How can I then make more of that, right? And see the items in my business that allow me to do less but actually make more. And so being able to actually have those numbers tell the story, which is the other part of it, is like that storytelling component, I think is going to be huge for you guys, because now you can really tell the story of the numbers beyond just, okay, this is what I do. It's also, this is what my numbers are telling. And I'm not just a fluff story. It's a data driven thing.
The data matters. The data definitely matters. And the data is the detail. It's the detail and we need the numbers. And I know a lot of time as entrepreneurs, a lot of us are creatives by nature. I don't care if you're not a hairstylist. If you are, even if you're a business coach, you're still a creative because every client that you sit down with, you got to customize the conversation for that client. You got to be creative enough to help them come up with ideas, right?
Yep.
And a lot of times we enjoy doing what we do, but we don't want to look at the numbers and the expenses and the projections. That's not necessarily always fun.
Exactly.
But it can't be fun. This is not a playground, this is business. So we got to do the things that we don't like to do to grow and scale a business. And it definitely has me looking at my business with a new set of eyes, like I mentioned earlier, because I'm ready to grow and scale. And insanity is this, and we know this for a fact, thinking that you're going to do the same thing and get different results. So if you keep doing the same thing, yes, ma'am, you are going to keep getting the same results. And guess what? You will remain stuck. So don't be upset when you're stuck because you're doing the same old thing.
Yeah. Before I let you go, if someone is watching this a year from now, 6 months from now, we're getting ready to gear up a new cohort and they're trying to figure out if this program is good for them, what would be your advice or feedback to them about this experience?
It's a must. It is a must. I have bragged about this cohort to so many of my colleagues, entrepreneurial friends. You guys have to do this. I know that everybody is in different stages of their business and everybody's business needs different things. But this cohort addresses all of those things that you know you need and things that you weren't even aware of, for sure. And meeting other business owners from different industries from all across the United States, expanding your network, gaining more exposure to other businesses and how their businesses operate, and growing and learning from their experiences is paramount and it's needed. It's good to get outside of your norm. That's why I was so happy that this cohort was based out of Phoenix. I met some amazing people from Phoenix and Chicago. And I'm actually talking to them offline, outside of you just being in the community, like having personal conversations and forging and building a relationship. Relationships are vital and essential in business. And going back to the collaboration piece that you guys talked about, I know there are people that I will be working with through this cohort. So I'm going to tell you this, as a business owner, you owe it to yourself to invest in your personal and professional development. If you want to go further, put some people with you on your team. And when I say people with you, meaning a smart CEO and a smart CEO community, because there is power in numbers. And this community has amazing people that they have vetted. Vetted, meaning anybody cannot be a part of this. Vetted people who they know going to add value to the community. Everybody a part of this community is valuable and has some information and has some wealth of knowledge to share. So I encourage you, do it for yourself, do it for your business, do it because you definitely deserve to grow and develop with a strong community that's going to have you equipped and ready for the next level.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We are so grateful to have had you in this cohort. You have obviously brought a ton of energy and a smiling face. So we wish you the best of luck at your capstone, and we look forward to seeing you in the community. Thank you so much for your conversation today. It was wonderful.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening to Smart Chat. Smart CEOs, you are on your way. We hope this episode has been fantastic for you. We are excited that you were here. So here's the deal. Follow us on all of our social media, look up the NaKeitha Company, and join us on all of our private platforms. We invite you to join our private Facebook group at the Smart CEOs. Jump in, join the conversation, and learn more about what we can do every day to grow our business and grow our community. Thanks so much for joining us. We're excited that you were here. Once again, I'm NaKeitha Hardwick, and you know it. I was thrilled to bring the Smart Chat to you. Take care. Talk to you soon.